Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video in which I'll be showing my John Lennon 7-inch singles collection. Now the first one I've got is a picture cover, and it's Give Peace a Chance backed with Remember Love, which came out in 1969. This is Apple 13. And it's pretty much the same on the back. And there's the nice dark Apple label, and this is a solid centre copy. And what's interesting is that Give Peace a Chance is actually credited to Lennon and McCartney, so that's something I didn't actually realise until quite recently. And here I've got another copy, however this is a slightly later copy I believe, and it's also got a push-out centre rather than a solid centre, and unfortunately it's also got a line of red pen across the label there as well. But it's very similar in every other respect. And here we have Cold Turkey back with Don't Worry Kyoko, and this has got a really creepy picture cover. It looks like an X-ray of John Lennon's skull, although his glasses have obviously been put over the top of it. Unfortunately it's got 20 pence written on the picture cover, and I didn't pay 20 pence for it unfortunately, but it wasn't a great deal, so still okay. And there's the back, which I assume is Yoko's. And here's the Apple label here, and this is the first single to have the famous Play Loud words written on the middle of the label. This one also came out in '69, and there's Yoko's contribution on the back there. And here we have a push-out version of that same single, and this one comes in an Apple Company sleeve. There we go, push-out version of Cold Turkey. And there's the back. And here we have another classic, Instant Karma, and I like the picture cover for this one, just Lennon in the song title. So here it is, and there's the back. Oh no, he was seeing the wind. And again, this is a solid centre copy. Play Loud. It came out in 1970. And there's the back, which has Play Quiet written on it. And this next copy was a push-out version, however it actually had the middle pushed out at some point, which is a shame. But apart from that, it's still nice to have, I suppose, just as a plain copy, if nothing else. And here we have Power to the People, another really good song. There's the picture cover. Yoko Ono on the back with Open Your Box, which is hands down one of my least favourite songs ever. If you can call it a song. It might be some people's thing, but I mean, if it's something to be understood in a certain way, then I don't get it. But anyway, you've got a double full Apple label here, so you've got Power to the People on one side, then you've got Open Your Box on the other. So it's very unusual to have the double full Apple there. And this came out in 1971. And here we have another copy, and it's pretty much just the same, except it's got a company sleeve rather than the picture cover. Now this third copy here, as well as being on a slightly lighter Apple, it's got Open Your Box with a full Apple, but then it's got Power to the People with the sliced apple. So that's a variation there. And now we have John and Yoko's classic Christmas track, Happy Christmas, War is Over. And here's the picture cover. And there's the back. Listen, the snow is falling. And this is a version which comes on green vinyl. I'll show you that first. Now, if you saw my video last week, you'll remember that when I was showing the Mind Games LP label, I mentioned that it's got the same type of design that's on the Happy Christmas single. And it has. It's got John Lennon on that side, it's got Yoko on the other, and then the face kind of morphs into the other, which I think is a pretty interesting design. But there's the green vinyl, very nice I think. And there's the B-side label. And here we have just a regular black vinyl copy, which is, in terms of the label, exactly the same. Of course it's on black vinyl. And I've got a couple of copies of this, so I'll just have to skip a few of these. And so here's a version of the picture cover, which just comes with the original black vinyl record rather than the green issue. And is that another duplicate copy? Yep, it is. And here is a more modern reissue of Happy Christmas War's Over. And as it says on the sticker up here, limited edition green vinyl. And there's the bottom. And the back, it's got quite a few differences. It's got a barcode there, first and foremost. It's got the Parlophone logo up there as well. And if you look down here, it advertises the Lennon Legend CD, which came out in the late 90s or possibly the year 2000. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, so that kind of gives you an idea. In fact, I've just noticed the date here, 2003, so there you go. But anyway, so this is a more recent reissue within the last 20 years. And the green vinyl looks like this. Now, the most striking difference is that it's got a completely different label. It's got a Parlophone label rather than an Apple label. And as I'm sure you just noticed there, on the B-side it's actually got Imagine rather than Yoko Ono's song. So it's kind of got two John Lennon singles on one record. And it's also, I think, a different type of green. I think this is a slightly more translucent green vinyl than the original green vinyl release. Still very nice though. Next up we have Mind Games from 1973, and here's the picture cover that it came with. In a similar way to the album, it's got Yoko Ono's head kind of on its side at the back there, and there's John Lennon's face of course. And there's the back, which is just the same. And here's the Apple label for this one. It's a much lighter Apple label than some of the previous singles for Mind Games here. And Meat City is the B-side. And here's a push-out centre copy, which unfortunately has had its centre pushed out, so there's nothing really interesting there. And the next one is another fantastic John Lennon single, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, from Walls and Bridges, and this came out in 1974. And Beef Jerky is the B-side. And now here I've got what's probably my favourite piece in my John Lennon singles collection. It's a demo copy of Number 9 Dream, which I was able to get a couple of years ago. And it's got an edited version, so this isn't the same version that people are used to hearing. It's not the same one from the single or from the album. This is an edited version of it. And to be honest, I don't really know the song quite well enough to tell you where it's edited exactly, but I'm just taking its word for it. That's the edited version. And as you can see, it's got stamped on the push-out centre there, demo record not for sale. And it's got a big A in the top right corner of the Apple there, which isn't normally there. And on the back, which is what you got, it's also got demo record not for sale on the push-out centre there. It's also got a date, 21st of January 1975. And then again on the other side. So I can only assume that was the release date of Number 9 Dream, the single. And here we have just a stock copy of it, without the demo record not for sale text on the push out centre, and without the big A in the top right corner. And there's just a duplicate copy of that. And here we have John Lennon's excellent version of the rock and roll standard "Stand By Me," originally sung by Benny King. However, John Lennon does a very, very good version, I think. And this is from his 1975 rock and roll album. And it's backed with "Move Over Mizelle." And now we have "Imagine," which interestingly wasn't released in the UK as a single until about 1976. So here it is anyway. There's John Lennon's probably his most famous song, "Imagine." And that's backed with "Working Class Hero," which is also an amazing track. Both from his first album. And I've got a couple of copies of this, so we'll just quickly go through those. This is a later copy of "Imagine," which is not just a solid centre, but it's also got this. It's also got this interesting kind of dish effect in the label going round, so that this is quite a late copy. And it's got the same type of effect on the B side there. And here we have a solid centre copy, which I believe may be actually slightly earlier than the copy I've just shown you, because it doesn't have that dish effect. It's just a regular solid centre copy with some tape residue on the label there, unfortunately. And there's the back. And here we have a 1980s pressing of "Imagine," because it was getting reissued in the 1980s. And this is on the Parlophone label. And this is a later Parlophone label as well, so the same type of black and silver ones that were used in the 60s and 70s. And this is my last copy of "Imagine" now, and this was released when the film came out, "Imagine," all about John Lennon. And you also get a "Jealous Guy" on this as well. And as well as that, you get Happy Christmas War's Over, so you get 3 songs on there. This came out in 1988, and unfortunately this copy is very badly ripped on the back, but oh well. And this is on the Parlophone label. Again, this is a later Parlophone label. And there's the B side. And here we have the famous song "Just Like Starting Over," released in 1980, just before his death, and went to number 1 after his death. So here's a picture cover for it. And there's the back, "Kiss Kiss Kiss" by Yoko Ono. And this is from the Double Fantasy album. And it's on Geffen Records. There's the B side. And here I've got a duplicate copy of that. And here's another very good John Lennon 1980s track, "Woman," also from Double Fantasy, I believe. There's the picture cover. And "Beautiful Boys" is on the back there. And this came out in 1981. Again on the Geffen Records label. And here we have "Love," which was originally a track on John Lennon's first proper studio album, John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band, of 1970. However, when the John Lennon Collection, which was a greatest hits album, came out in 1982, this single was released from it. and it's backed with "Give Me Some Truth." And as it says down there, taken from the collection and from the album and cassette, the John Lennon collection. And this is not on the Apple label; it's on a Parlophone label. And here we have "Nobody Told Me," which is a good song. And this appears on Milk and Honey, and it came out in 1984. It's got Yoko Ono or Sanity on the B-side. And this is on an interesting blue label here. And there's the back. And here we have another later single, "I'm Stepping Out." And that's back with Yoko Ono, "Sleepless Nights." This came out in 1984, this one, yeah. Also from Milk and Honey. And this is on a silver label rather than a blue label. And here we have John Lennon's collaboration with Elton John, as it says on the cover there, 28th of November 1974. And that was for the version of "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds." "I Saw Her Standing There" and "Whatever Gets You Through the Night." They do 3 songs together, and it's very good, I think. I think they make a good duet. And here's the label. It's interesting to hear John Lennon sing "I Saw Her Standing There," because obviously Paul McCartney normally takes lead vocals on that one. And here we have another version of "Instant Karma." However, as I'm sure you'll have noticed, this has got a red picture cover rather than the white UK picture cover, and that's because this is a French copy by Patty Marconi, same as the Beatles albums from 1973. It's got there, "Made in France." And this is on the Apple label, however it's very different to the UK one, as you can see there. And there's the back. "Who Has Seen the Wind?" And here we have a foreign copy of "Imagine" in this really nice green picture sleeve. And this is a Dutch copy. Just got the same on either side. The B-side's not "Working Class Hero," it's a song called "It's So Hard." And it's on this very interesting Apple label here. Totally different colour to the UK ones, and indeed the US ones. And these are both from the Imagine album, of course. And here we have "Instant Karma," and this is a Japanese copy. It's got the Toshiba EMI green sleeve with it as well. I'll show you it in a bit more detail. So you've got, first of all, the wraparound cover, which I'll show you here. So you've got the front side here, and you've also got the lyrics in Japanese and English on the back. And here's the record itself in the green sleeve. I'll just quickly show you the B-side. There we go. On EMI Odeon. And here we have another copy of "Happy Christmas War's Over," except this copy is, I believe, American. First of all, the jukebox centre there. There's the back. And also, this is another green vinyl copy. This is the third different version, and this one's pretty much completely transparent. And this is the shade of green used on the American version. Now here I've got a couple of later American releases on the purple capital label with some nice original sleeves. So first of all we've got Imagine, and that's backed with It's So Hard. And we've also got Happy Christmas War Is Over. And of course, Listen the Snow Is Falling on the B-side. And finally, I've got... Oh, sorry, not finally, I've got one more after this. Whatever Gets You Through the Night. In a silvery type sleeve here. With beef jerky on the B-side. And last but not least, I've got a copy of Number 9 Dream. However, this copy's actually been damaged in some way. As you can see, it's got an absolutely huge centre hole. This has kind of been artificially made here, and it looks so bizarre on the turntable. You really wouldn't think it would play, but it actually does. It just looks really weird when it's going around, but it does actually play. So, and what you got is on the B side. Okay, so that's the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my John Lennon 7-inch single collection, and I hope you'll tune in next week when I'll be doing my next Beatles vinyl update. So I'll be showing a variety of things, and there'll also be some Beatles solo and stuff in there as well. So I hope you'll tune in next week, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.